Even though the Lakers had never in the history of their organization lost a game with a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter, something about Monday night's collapse against the Indiana Pacers felt painfully familiar. Shots missed in suspect offensive possessions. Defense miscommunication. Anthony Davis barely touched the ball in the final seconds, while LeBron James and Russell Westbrook forced late efforts. The Lakers, 7-12, are 19 games into the season, but they are still struggling with some of the same problems. Even the language the team used Tuesday afternoon, after yet another harsh film session on the heels of a close loss, felt like going back in time. It was easy to get the sense from Coach Darvin Ham, who publicly claimed accountability for the loss despite players acknowledging it was also on them, that the mistakes revealed in the review weren't new ways to fail. A bunch of head nods, he said. A bunch of guys chiming in and just constructively criticizing ourselves and seeing where we could get better. That's the biggest thing, just to turn this thing around. It could be like a whole lot worse. It could also be better. Much better. In NBA data, clutch games are defined as games within 5 points with 5 minutes to go. The Lakers are 2-5 in such games, and their -43.2 rating is the worst in the entire league. That puts them behind inexperienced teams like the Orlando Magic and Detroit Pistons, despite having 3 experienced players who have seen reams of close game situations. There's a lot that goes into that last place designation, highlighted by the shortcomings against Indiana. But the one that sticks out given the Lakers' recent success is another game in which the team couldn't figure out how to produce shots for Davis, who had 4 touches in the last 3 minutes according to NBA tracking data. In his last 6 games, Davis is averaging 32 points on 63.8% shooting and is 86.6% at the free throw line on more than 11 attempts per game. So why is the ball so often out of his hands? That has a more complicated answer, players and coaches said, including Miles Turner's fronting defense on Davis that took away certain post-up looks and blitzes on the pick-and-roll that forced the ball from his hands. But Ham said in rewatching the game in real time, he saw opportunities where the team, including through his play calls, could have involved Davis more.
Harden's injured eye, you can see eyes both.
Bloodshot.
Just to move him around like we've done, he said. Whether we're calling a post-up for him, calling him up in the pick-and-roll, throwing the ball to him, having someone come screen for him, getting him involved in dribble handoffs. There's a variety of ways. We have enough things in our package where we can get him touches frequently. Davis's fourth quarter ice out might be only a piece of the issue when it comes to the Lakers' stars. James was 3 for 11 in the second half after rolling his left ankle, seemingly trying to will himself back into his first quarter shooting rhythm. The Lakers were -12 in his nearly 20 second half minutes. Westbrook had a much better second half than first with 17 points, and he helped build the 17-point lead. But Westbrook, too, made questionable offensive choices down the stretch, and he was a key piece of missed rotations in transition and on the final possession that led to Andrew Nembhard's stunning game winner.
Everybody just looked at the calendar and circled opening night. But Russ has been progressing through his rehab process.
While the Lakers have wished for a healthy roster all season, it is concerning, to say the least, that the team is 3-7 this season when Davis, James, and Westbrook all play together. Ham declined to lay the season-long struggles at the feet of his stars, but he did acknowledge that a poor half-court pace and too much reliance on isolation play were key factors in the offense manufacturing just 14 points over the final 10 minutes. The Lakers, he offered, were slow in developing half-court offense, giving them limited opportunities to run multiple sets in a single possession. You've got to have a rhythm, you've got to do things with energy, Ham said. If you walk the ball up, the clock is against you and the ball's in your hand, it's almost unfair to throw someone else a pass. Because now their back is up against the shot clock. Defensively, the Lakers lost assignments, as they did on the final play when the Pacers got 2 open looks from the three-point line with 10 seconds left. Austin Reeves chalked those issues up to communication. The Lakers have to better understand their assignments, especially in transition where they're giving up a league-high 18 points per game. There was also the issue of offensive rebounds. The Pacers got 4 in the last 2 minutes, an issue that might be rooted in part on guard-heavy lineups, but also failing to box out or account for other rebounders rushing in. Throughout the season, the Lakers have been a relatively average defensive rebounding team, but in their last 5 games, they've allowed an average of 14 offensive rebounds per contest, leading to 17.8 second chance points per game during that stretch. That might be what made Davis the most upset on Monday night. When asked if the Lakers need growth, Davis snapped back, "No, it just takes effort. Transition and rebounding, that takes no skill," he said. Putting a body on guys and having an effort to get back in transition. That's what hurt us tonight, and that's kind of been hurting us this whole season. Even though they've been season-long problems, the answers, somehow, remain elusive.
A great call by Mike Green.